Let's try to learn 30 words for GRE. Word, abhor. Meaning, to hate or detest. GRE synonyms, loathe, despise, detest. Example sentence, he abhors the idea of violence in any form. Word, boisterous. Meaning, loud and energetic. GRE synonyms, rowdy, noisy, exuberant. Example sentence, the boisterous crowd at the concert made it difficult to hear the music. Word, chivalrous. Meaning, courteous and gallant. GRE synonyms, noble, gentlemanly, courteous. Example sentence, the chivalrous knight saved the princess from the dragon. Word, churlish. Meaning, rude and ill-mannered. GRE synonyms, crude, surly, impolite. Example sentence, his churlish behavior ruined the dinner party. Word, clandestine. Meaning, secret or hidden. GRE synonyms, covert, undercover, surreptitious. Example sentence, the clandestine meeting was held in a remote location. Word, complacent. Meaning, overly self-satisfied and unconcerned. GRE synonyms, smug, self-congratulatory, contented. Example sentence, his complacent attitude led to his downfall. Word, cumbersome. Meaning, difficult to handle or manage due to size or weight. GRE synonyms, bulky, unwieldy, ungainly. Example sentence, the cumbersome furniture made it hard to move around the room. Word, debilitating. Meaning, weakening and exhausting. GRE synonyms, enervating, debilitating, weakening. Example sentence, the debilitating illness made it hard for him to get out of bed. Word, deliberate. Meaning, done on purpose and with intent. GRE synonyms, intentional, calculated, purposeful. Example sentence, the deliberate choice to quit his job was a risky move. Word, droll. Meaning, amusing in an odd way. GRE synonyms, witty, humorous, amusing. Example sentence, his droll sense of humor always made his friends laugh. Word, eccentric. Meaning, unconventional or peculiar. GRE synonyms, quirky, unusual, odd. Example sentence, the eccentric artist was known for her avant-garde works. Word, fractious. Meaning, irritable and quarrelsome. GRE synonyms, argumentative, irritable, grouchy. Example sentence, the fractious child refused to share his toys with his siblings. Word, limpid. Meaning, clear and transparent. GRE synonyms, clear, transparent, unclouded. Example sentence, the limpid water in the lake was so clear that you could see the fish swimming. Word, mawkish. Meaning, excessively sentimental. GRE synonyms, sentimental, maudlin, overly emotional. Example sentence, the mawkish movie made her cry, even though the plot was unrealistic. Word, obeisance. Meaning, respectful obedience or deference. GRE synonyms, homage, deference, respect. Example sentence, she showed obeisance to her boss by always being punctual and following directions. Word, ostentatious. Meaning, showy or pretentious. GRE synonyms, flamboyant, flashy, over the top. Example sentence, his ostentatious clothing made him stand out in the crowd. Word, panacea. Meaning, a solution or remedy for all problems or diseases. GRE synonyms, universal cure, elixir. Example sentence, the idea of a single vaccine being a panacea for all diseases is unrealistic. Word, perfunctory. Meaning, done without care, in a routine or mechanical way. GRE synonyms, cursory, superficial. Example sentence, his perfunctory apology did little to assuage my anger. Word, perilous. Meaning, full of danger or risk. GRE synonyms: hazardous, precarious. Example sentence: crossing the busy street without looking both ways was a perilous move. Word: pervasive. Meaning: spreading widely throughout an area or group of people. GRE synonyms: ubiquitous, prevalent. Example sentence: the pervasive influence of social media on modern society is undeniable. Word: preclude. Meaning: prevent from happening, make impossible. GRE synonyms: prohibit, hinder. Example sentence: the heavy rain precluded us from going on our planned hike. Word: predilection. Meaning: a preference or liking for something, a bias in favor of something. GRE synonyms: inclination, penchant. Example sentence: her predilection for sweets was evident in her choice of desserts. Word: rapacious. Meaning: aggressively greedy or grasping. GRE synonyms: predatory, avaricious. Example sentence: the rapacious landlord refused to return the tenant's security deposit. Word: relish. Meaning: great enjoyment or appreciation. GRE synonyms: delight, gusto. Example sentence: he ate his sandwich with relish, savoring each bite. Word: satirical. Meaning: using humor, irony, or exaggeration to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices. GRE synonyms: sarcastic, caustic. Example sentence: the satirical cartoonist was known for his scathing political commentary. Word: sham. Meaning: something that is not what it appears to be, a fake or pretense. GRE synonyms: hoax, fraud. Example sentence: the supposed psychic was exposed as a sham after her predictions failed to come true. Word: skirt. Meaning: go around or past the edge of. GRE synonyms: circumvent, avoid. Example sentence: we had to skirt around the construction site to get to the other side of the street. Word: sluggish. Meaning: slow-moving or inactive, lacking energy or alertness. GRE synonyms: lethargic, torpid. Example sentence: the sluggish economy was a cause for concern among policymakers. Word: Spartan. Meaning: showing the indifference to comfort or luxury traditionally associated with ancient Sparta. GRE synonyms: austere, ascetic. Example sentence: the Spartan living conditions of the monks were a testament to their devotion to their faith. Word: truculent. Meaning: aggressively defiant or hostile. GRE synonyms: belligerent, pugnacious. Example sentence: the truculent customer refused to leave the store even after being asked to do so by the staff. Now let's learn the words using a nice story. Once upon a time, there was a wealthy and ostentatious man named Mr. Smith. He had a predilection for showing off his wealth to anyone who would listen. He had a penchant for wearing expensive designer clothing and driving flashy cars. However, beneath his veneer of affluence, Mr. Smith was a cumbersomely obese man with debilitating health issues. Despite his physical limitations, Mr. Smith was complacent in his lifestyle, believing that his wealth was a panacea for all of his problems. He never bothered to exercise or eat healthily and was often sluggish and lethargic. One day, while on a boisterous night out with some friends, Mr. Smith met a droll and eccentric man named Jack. Jack was chivalrous and polite, in stark contrast to the churlish behavior of Mr. Smith's usual companions. Jack was also limpid and straightforward, never beating around the bush when he had something to say. Mr. Smith was intrigued by Jack's clandestine background and the stories he told of his adventures in far-off lands. Jack's tales were filled with perilous situations, and Mr. Smith found himself abhorring the idea of putting himself in such danger. But Jack was persuasive and convinced Mr. Smith to try new things, to step outside of his comfort zone and experience life. Jack's influence had a profound effect on Mr. Smith, and he began to make deliberate changes in his life. He started to exercise and eat healthily, shedding his excess weight and improving his health. He even began to appreciate the Spartan lifestyle that Jack advocated, finding that he no longer needed the trappings of wealth to be happy. Mr. Smith's transformation did not go unnoticed by his friends, who became fractious and truculent when they saw him drifting away from their lifestyle. They mocked and belittled him, but Mr. Smith stood firm in his new beliefs, even when they made perfunctory attempts to lure him back into their fold. Eventually, Mr. Smith realized that his former friends were rapacious and selfish, only interested in what he could do for them. He decided to cut ties with them and instead surrounded himself with people who shared his values. From that day on, Mr. Smith made obeisance to his new way of life, relishing every moment of it. He knew that it wasn't a panacea for all of life's problems, but it was a start, and that was all that mattered.